we are, day one. This is business statistics, DS 301. You're in the 11 o'clock section. Anybody here from the waiting list that thinks they can get in?
I think I got
And
it.
I'm willing to admit it? Are you?
I think I did.
Okay, well, here's the deal. The last 2 semesters, no one's dropped, so I don't think anyone's getting in on the waiting list unless someone drops. They only going to allow 40.
To the guy outside, he said there are 80 more spots for this specific course. I said, this is understand, okay,
I got an email. Said I'm in.
Said you're good?
Yes, I'm just.
All right, all right. Well, here's the deal, you know, if you're here now, so it doesn't matter, I guess. But if for any reason you miss a class, I'm gonna try to record every lecture and I get it posted by the next morning on YouTube, and then I put the link up on here. It'll all of a sudden appear down at the bottom, probably tomorrow morning will be the link, maybe even tonight, who knows, for this lecture, and then Thursday the same thing will show up. The only problem with Thursday is that I have a lecture at night, so it'll probably be the next day when Thursday's lecture gets posted. But then I leave them there for the whole semester, so you can review them anytime, and it seems like a lot of people review them right before the quizzes and the final thing. All right, so here's how we're doing this today. Nobody wanted to see the card trick, so we're going right past that, and we're going to this. These are all subjects. Some of you in the back probably can't even see them from there, so you got to get help, but I want you just to pick a subject. This is what we're doing today. You pick a subject and we're going to talk about it. These are all the things you got to be prepared for this class. It's got a whole bunch of rules. I know, crazy, isn't it? All right, so pick a subject. Anybody, anywhere, any list, any item. I don't know. What do you see? Name something.
Canvas.
Go ahead. What is it? What?
Canvas.
No, you can't pick the top one. What are the subjects underneath Canvas? One of them underneath. Go ahead.
Grades.
Grades. Where is that one at? Right here under Canvas?
Yeah.
That grades? Because there's grades here and there's grades here. But that one under Canvas is me telling you that on Canvas, if you click right there on the grades tab, which I can't do because we don't have the internet, you would see your grade. And what I'm going to be doing is putting the weight, the appropriate weight of every assignment, the quiz, so that you will see if I could click on grades right now, there's a total on the far right. That would be your grade at that very moment. So you'll always know your grade through the whole semester. You just look on there and you'll know where you stand in the class. So that's what I mean by grades. The grades tab right there. Has everybody used Canvas before? Raise your hand if you have used it. Okay, raise your hand if you haven't ever used. This is your first semester using Canvas? No, 1, 2, that's it, just 2? Okay, you gotta get familiar with this. So what I suggest is you go on your classes and start clicking on every one of those tabs down the left-hand side. Just click on and look at each one. And they're kind of related to each other. Like this home tab, if you click on homework right here, it actually takes you into the assignment tab. Uh-oh, I went past one. Where are we at? So I'm right here, assignment tab. So I'm right here, you guys skip this. Matter of fact, the only way we're gonna keep track here is I gotta check these off. Yeah, so we're talking about this, and now we're talking about this one. Everything's on the home page, but let's say your first assignment's gonna be due, I think it's due like a week from today. Well, you would click here, and if we were on the internet right now, it would take you into assignments. You'll see the first assignment, click on it, and it will show you 3 items are in there. There's an Excel spreadsheet and 2 Word documents. You have 3 parts of this week's assignment that's due a week from today. Now, here's the good news. Please don't forget to sign in right there. The good news is that this assignment is very, very easy for week 1. So I don't want anybody to get scared right away. Maybe that's why no one drops. I don't know. So you don't even need to look at the assignment until maybe Thursday. Because Thursday is when I go over the examples that will lead you as the appropriate way to do the assignment. So don't even worry about it for now. Just know where it's at. So there's assignments. Pick another subject anywhere, any subject, doesn't matter. Not all at once. Please go ahead, right behind you, sorry.
Late assignments.
Late assignments, where's that under?
Right there, just top right.
Top right.
Right there,
Top.
right there. Left, up, left.
Hang on.
Next to Canvas.
Let me see your eyes. Underneath Canvas.
Next to Canvas.
Next to it.
Other side. Right there, yeah.
Where?
Right there on top.
This one?
Yeah, assignment.
This is not late assignments. This is assignment late versus you late. This isn't late assignment. Where does it say late assignment? Assignment late versus you being late. Okay, you ready? This is what's going on here. You're on your way to class, and for some reason you realize you're going to be late. All right. here's the deal. If it's a day that something's due, you got a decision to make. Should you be late or should the assignment be late? The rule of thumb is never let the assignment be late, because you're just taking points away from your grade. You just erased them. You being late almost does nothing to your grade, but the assignment being late does. Matter of fact, if the assignment's late, you're gonna lose 25% for the first minute it's late, all the way through the next day. 25%, each assignment's worth 1.67% of your grade. So you just lowered your grade almost 0.5%. So the highest grade you can get in this class now is 99.56 instead of 100. You just took your grade down 0.5 grade by being late with the assignment. So what I suggest is, hey, I'm running late and I know I'm gonna be late. I might as well just pull over, take my phone out, take pictures of my finished assignment, front, back, front, email those pictures and relax and be late. Who cares? Relax and be late. The assignment got handed in, because go to your set folder, make sure it got sent to the right address. No excuse. If you send it to yourself, it's late. That's a very common thing, by the way. It happens every semester. Don't send it to yourself. Send it to me. Go to your sent folder. There it is. Start your car back up. Get back on the road and take your time. Who cares? You're not going to affect your grade now, because you know it got received. It's right there in your sent folder, sent to me, and the pictures went through. So you're set. That's what that means. And when you're late, 0.026% of your grade. That means the highest you can get now is 99.97. I mean, it almost has no effect on your grade at all, compared to a whole 0.5%, almost 0.5%. So don't let the assignment be late, let you be late. That's what that is. Let me check it off. We got that one done. All right, card trick, just checking. Another subject. Any subject?
Textbook.
I hear textbook under which heading here?
No, testing.
Oh, okay. Forget textbook. We're going to testing. Under which subject though? Where is it?
Syllabus.
Okay. Right here. Testing. All right. Hang on. I don't remember where it's at. Hang on. Wow. Remember last time I did this was January. When did we start school in winter? Was it January like 3rd or 5th or something?
Yeah.
Here's testing, there it is. Says you have quizzes and an exam. They are open book, open PowerPoint, open assignment answers, and anything else I posted on Canvas, you can have ready to go while you're taking your test. You just can't use another human whatsoever. You can't be on the internet whatsoever. And if your ebook, get that ebook open. Matter of fact, go to Pages and make sure they're in what's called your RAM memory before you shut off the internet, because some ebooks you can't go from page to page once you shut the internet off. So you want to get all those pages ready to view if you have an ebook, which is fine. You know, just test the book out. That's all I'm saying. Anything I post now, the deal is, so let's see. That leads us right to that leads us to something else I want to point out here. Hang on, where is it? Excel missing to grading example. There it is, right here. Quizzes, assign seating, flash drive, time. Here's the deal with the quizzes. Yes, they're open book, they're open note, they're open answers to homework, which by the way, the posted homework answers are probably one of the main tools to help you get through the quizzes and final exam. PowerPoints also, a lot of people use those, but those homework answers are a big deal, because what you're doing then is you're looking at a problem on the quiz or the exam, and you're saying, oh, number one is you gotta recognize what kind of problem you're looking at. Oh, this is a binomial, or oh, this is Poisson. Then you grab the homework. Okay, we did that in week 3. So you grab the binomial formula and you see examples right there in front of you, and now you do this problem just like you did the homework. The number one reason people fall apart in this class is they can't recognize the problem on the quiz and they don't know what to match it up to. That's the number one problem. So this class, I really emphasize a lot how to recognize a problem, what then you should use as an example. Here's an easy one, for example, that you're gonna hear a couple times this semester. You're reading a problem and it's got a standard deviation mentioned in the problem. You know right then that that's a normal distribution problem, and you should grab the normal distribution formula because it's mentioned standard deviation. That's how you recognize it. You don't have to sit there and cram your brain, okay, what kind of problem am I looking at? Oh wait, it mentions the standard deviation. You now know to go to normal. That's what I need you to be able to learn how to do with these problems. It's how to recognize it. What specific are you looking for to know what kind of problem it is, so you know which example to look at to help you. The reason the quizzes are hard, because they're timed. That's right, you have all the tools necessary, but if you walk in here and you're not prepared and you don't know where to look, you're gonna waste time and you're not gonna finish. And it's gonna kill your grade. So that's the key, is that yes, they're timed. That first quiz is so easy, I think the time limit's only about 35 minutes or something like that. So, and that's all we have that day. So you're walking in, getting ready to take the quiz. You look up here, assigned seating. You're not gonna be sitting where you're sitting. So if all the things you need off of Canvas, as soon as you sit down on your computer, you're gonna start downloading it. What I suggest is, the night before, you download the stuff off Canvas onto a flash drive. You walk in here to your assigned seat, just throw the flash drive in, bring up all the things you wanna use while you're taking the quiz. Don't think you're gonna have time to download everything off Canvas. Be prepared and maybe use a flash drive or something. Don't worry, if you get here early enough, yeah, you have time to, okay, where am I sitting? I'm gonna download now everything off Canvas. But this has never happened before, but what happens again if we have no internet? You know? Am I canceling the quiz? No. You guys got, be prepared for anything.
Download the quiz on flash drive?
I'm sorry?
We're gonna download the quiz on flash drive?
No, you're taking the quiz on paper.
Oh.
You're sitting right here, right in front of me, where I can keep an eye on you. I'm walking around in circles on you, staring at everything you're doing. This class is designed for everybody to be able to rely on themselves. Even people who hate math, who said, I am awful in math, I've designed this class to even get through to you to do okay, if you show up. That's how this class is designed. I've taken it to a level where everybody's gonna understand statistics for maybe the first time in your life. I hope everybody's gonna understand it. I usually don't leave hardly anybody behind. Maybe one student doesn't make it, which brings us to this subject. Where's it at? Hang on, I gotta find it. This is called not making it. If you don't get a C or better, you didn't make it. Because if you're a business major, you have to have a C or better to go to DS302. Don't forget to sign in if you got a pen. To go to DS302, which is a required class for all business majors, you've got to get a C or better in this class. And usually there's only maybe one student who doesn't make it each class. So don't be that one student. If you think that math is your worst subject, just show up. I'll get you, I promise my lectures will get you through. All right, so that's the deal there. Where did we leave off? Oh, flash drive, because you don't know where you're sitting, assigned seating. The hardest part is that they're timed. We haven't even got to what dates they're at or anything, but there are 3 quizzes and 1 final exam, but we haven't got to that part. So pick another subject. Go ahead, off the board, anywhere. Tell me where it's at.
Missing items or?
Missing items, which is where?
No confused spells.
In the middle or where?
Yeah, right there, second board.
Second board, over here, right here?
Yeah.
This one, this isn't just missing items.
I said versus errors.
This is missing items versus errors. Missing items versus errors. All right, here's the deal. Oh boy, this leads me to this subject right here. Here's the deal. We're handing in assignments on the due days as you walk in, right on that table right there, on paper. Oh my God, on paper. I can't believe it. I switched this last year. I went from everything being handed in electronic to back to paper because I'm gonna grade everything this semester. I went ahead and said, heck with no grader. I tried it last semester for the first time and it's just a lot better. That way there's no mistakes. So I'm grading everything, and for it to be much easier for me to grade, I gotta have paper. Now here's the hard part. Even the Excel answers are on paper, which leads me to this right here. On one of your assignments that's gonna be due a week from today, you're asked to find the median, which stands for middle, of a bunch of data. And you gotta write the Excel formula out. So when you're handing in that part of the assignment, you're writing it out just like this. Whatever it is you would type into a cell, I need you to write down on a piece of paper. This is the answer for the median for the Excel assignment. Equals MEDIAN, parentheses, C15, C57, parentheses, comma, and then the result you got when you used Excel. This is exactly how you're answering Excel problems on the quizzes and on the final exam also. You have Excel open on your computer in front of you so you can get the result, but you are writing down what you entered into Excel onto the quiz and the result you got off of Excel in front of you on the spreadsheet. That's how, I want you to get used to it on your homework, writing it out that way. So that's how you're gonna answer it. I think there's 3 questions on the Excel assignment for this week. You're writing all 3 of them out like this and what the results are. It's that easy. So now, let's say you got here on Tuesday, a week from today. You just handed in this week's assignment. I start the lecture off going over the assignment so you can see. You recognize that you forgot to do part. You missed part of the assignment. You didn't do the number line part for this week. Missing items can be resubmitted anytime. And you can get partial points back, or all the points if they're even resubmitted before the due time. And if you resubmit the missing items after it's due, well, you're only getting the late reduction on just the missing items part, because you handed in the rest of the assignment on time. So you won't get any late reduction on that. Now, you realize you made errors after you handed it in. You can't hand those back in. That's it. You're losing those points. If it's a detailed green, you're losing the points, and that's all there is to it. And let's say you even went as far as handing in the assignment 2 days early. Realize that you made an error and want to resubmit. You can't. That leads us to here. Once it's handed in, it's handed in. You can resubmit any missing items once you realize it. Oh, homework, I handed it in 2 days early, but I didn't do this part. Can I still hand this in? Absolutely. And you're even handed in before it's due, there's no late reduction on that missing item you handed in. But errors can't be corrected once you hand it in. Errors are errors. So as I'm going over it, you find errors, or let's say after I go over the homework on next Tuesday, when I get home, I'll be posting the answers so they're there for you to look at right after you hand it in also. So you want to look at the answers to double check and make sure you didn't have any missing items, because every day that goes by, you're losing points on those missing items from late reductions. You don't want to wait for me to hand back your assignment on Thursday and go, oh, I had missing items. You're already 2 days late, so you're losing 35% of the points coming back for the missing items. You can get points added back to your homework by handing in the missing items. All right, so we've got missing items versus errors. We understand the difference here. We understand that once it's handed in, it's handed in, and we understand we're doing our homework on paper. If someone asked last semester, hey, if I did the Excel on Excel, but then printed the Excel spreadsheet, can I hand that in? The answer is yes, but you gotta know how to open up the cell that shows the equation you typed and the answer both. You gotta be able to see both of those on the printout. If I can't see the equation you typed in, it's no good to me. So if you wanna do it that way, I think it's easier just to write it out after you used Excel, but it's up to you. I'll take it either way. How we doing? Any questions on all this information so far? I mean, we got a long way to go. We getting to stats today at all? Go ahead.
Just the part for the assignments.
Which part on assignments? Right here?
No, under Canvas.
Under Canvas. Oh, all I said here is that, let me go back to Canvas real quick. All I said here is that the assignment tab right there is where all your assignments will be each week, including your in-class assignments on that assignment tab. And when you click down here on the home page, on this is the home module right here. When you click down here where it says homework, it literally takes you into this assignment tab itself. That's all it does, it just kind of directs you in there. So that's what that one is. Any other questions? Anybody miss anything else? I got checked off already. You want to hear again? Nothing? All right, let's pick a new subject.
Textbook.
Textbook, where am I at? Where's textbook at? Right here?
Yeah.
Textbook. Okay, that's what I forgot to pull out. Right now, I'd be putting it on the overhead, but I can't get the overhead to work. Whoa. It's open book test, open book final exam. The cover looks like this. All right, so you'd be crazy not to get the book. Don't get me wrong. There have been students in the past that went without a book, but it just seems crazy to not use a tool, especially this is like our 3rd year using this. So I know there's used editions out there for less than $40. And if you paid more than $40, I suggest seeing if you can get a refund, because I know there's tons out there for less than $40. Is there anybody who got a book already for less than $40 that could share where they got it from? What? What is going on? Are you serious? How about this? Did anybody get a book? Seriously, nobody got a book. You got, thank you.
You pay like 100.
I don't know.
I got
Everyone else is
$100.
looking at you like you're a fool, but I thank you. All right. You did how much?
It was like 70.
$70. Is it used?
Yes.
Oh, you got an ebook,
Yeah, I got it from the store.
but it's ebook? Oh,
Printal. It's print.
oh, it's gonna be print?
Yeah.
$70. Okay. Used book for 70. That, but again, I'd get it off of name like Amazon or Chegg or name another site, you guys.
Barnes and Noble.
eBay, good call. All right. Is anybody gonna attempt to go without a book? I mean, that's your prerogative. There are a few assignments directly out of the book, but most of them I make the assignments because after you assign different problems out of the book, everybody's got them all the answers. So now I make new assignments every semester.
So do we need the book?
If it's open book for the quiz, so like, you know, I've seen a lot of people use the book while they're taking the quizzes, yes.
Alright.
I've witnessed that for sure. I would say even more than half the students use the book during the quiz.
Did you say the exams are open book too?
Open book for the final exam also.
Every time I buy a book, never does it, has nothing to do with the class.
Oh, believe me.
Third year in college, love it.
I'm not assigning the problems out of the book, but everything I'm lecturing on is directly out of this book. And if you are somebody who says, hey, I would like some extra problems as practice, the extra problems I always suggest are directly out of the book. So that would be a reason. If you're somebody that wants extra problems, you definitely want the book. Again, try to go without it. Go for it. It's your call. That's your call. Go ahead.
Is the final cumulative?
Final exam is cumulative. Yes, about 50% or 40% of the final exam will be the new material after quiz 3. The other 60% of the final will be from the main subjects from the semester, the whole rest of the semester. Go here and then you, go ahead.
Are we allowed to have a cheat sheet for the?
No cheat sheets, no paper, thank you. No paper of any kind. Now here's the deal, if you wanna make a cheat sheet, take a picture of it, put it on your flash drive to use on your computer, yes. Everybody hear that? But you can't have paper out. The only paper in front of you can be your quiz, and that's it, and your final exam. But if you have notes and you're going, I wanna have my notes, turn them into digital, have them on your flash drive, put it on the computer so you can bring up all your notes on the computer while you're taking the quiz, that's fine. No internet though, you're not gonna be able to use someone else's notes, you're not gonna be able to share things with anybody during the quiz, and you don't have time to help anyone anyway. You're spending every minute answering the questions and making sure you did it right and finding the help you need. Because that's the number one problem people have, is recognizing what they're reading to know where to find the help. That's the number one problem, that's what you gotta focus on, how to recognize a problem when you're looking at it. All right, let's go with another subject. We're doing okay on time, but we're a little behind. Go ahead. Any other subject you see underneath the heading? We got a lot of them left. Go ahead.
Precipitation.
Where's that at? Participation right here?
Yeah.
Okay, right there? Okay, hang on. Let's go to here. Participation has several factors involved. First of all, participation's only, let's figure out what percent of your grade it is. Hang on. It is 5% of your grade. Okay, so it's 5% of your grade, and it consists of, where's participation? I just had it. There it is. It consists of 50% is attendance. So 50% of the 5%, that's why I used, if you take attendance, I think we're gonna be meeting and taking attendance 28, 27, 26, 25 times. So if you take, however, 5% divided by 25, it makes, where's attendance? Makes each one about 0.10 as your attendance, so that's why being late is such a small part of your grade. It's like almost nothing. All attendance, the whole attendance, if you showed up every time or missed every time, you only lose, what is it, 50% of 5%, 2.5%. You never showed up to class, you only lose 2.5%, so you can still get a 97.5 in the class, even if you never showed up. So I'm just telling you, attendance isn't that big of a deal. What else is participation? Direct emails to me, 2 per semester, not turning anything in. I'm looking for you to send an email, maybe asking a question, maybe just sending an email that says, I just want participation. They can't be on the same day, and they gotta be done before week 14, the end of week 14, I believe. So you can even get one done today if you want, if we had the internet. You can just send me an email that says, I want participation. There you go, you got one done.
Did I get one? emailed you like 2 days ago. I asked you.
Yeah, if I responded, yeah, and I saw it, I put it in a folder, then I will count it as participation. A couple of people asked me what classroom, the class is in. Anybody here that asked me what classroom? That counts. You get, those are participation. You only owe me one more.
Oh, okay.
Not today though, because you already did today, whoever asked today. So that, you got one more before the end of the semester.
I was in this class last semester. I already took this class, but I broke my leg, so I fell back.
You were, I wasn't.
No, Professor Wang or something.
Oh.
Professor Fu Wang.
Yeah.
I already had this class. I had an 8th, and I broke my leg, and then after I broke my leg, I didn't do nothing. And I come to class, but I know all of this.
You know all this?
Yeah, like most of the assignments and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, well, here's the deal. When we have in-class assignments, well, that's part of business, by the way, there's 2 things I judge on participation. Right here they are, 2 areas. This is the only part where I can affect your grade, and it's almost no effect at all. It's right here where it says 15% helping other students during in-class assignments. So you guys, if he's already had this class and you're getting stuck on an in-class assignment, you may want to ask for his help. Because at the end, when we have in-class assignments, which we have one this Thursday, at the end of class, in the last 10 minutes or about 12 minutes, I'm putting a problem on the board, everybody's got a separate sheet of paper out, you're working on it. You then get up and start asking other people to compare with in different rows, not in the same row you're in, different rows. Then you hand it in after you compared with at least 2 other people. The objective of the in-class assignment is to learn from each other and for everybody to get 100 on it, but it never happens. It never happens. I can't tell you how badly I'd love to see all of you get 100 on an in-class assignment, but somebody will leave something off. You gotta show your work. You gotta show how you got from the problem to the answer by showing the details, not just the setup, but some math. You gotta show a little math. And so somebody always leaves that off and doesn't get 100. Even by the 14th week, I think there was only once it happened last semester, and I'm not even sure it even happened then. Maybe I gave it to them. I'm not even sure. So that's the idea behind the in-class assignments, helping each other. Me observing you're helping each other, that you're helping other people, I then give you a grade that's 15% of your participation. So think about it. That's only 15% of 5%. It's like nothing. The other part I have to make a judgment on is, where is it? Answering my questions during live lectures and helping me learn your name. That's 15% of your participation too. I ask a lot of questions, and I would hope somebody will volunteer to answer those questions, but usually I get a lot of blank stares and empty sounds. So then, I just give it back to see how long the uncomfortable pause can last. So that's 15%. Those are the only 2 parts I have to make a judgment on. I give everybody about like an 89 or 90, unless you really impress me, and then you're closer to 99, or you just went out of your way to help everybody, and you got there's gonna be like 1 student gets 100 on helping people. There's like 1 student that's gonna get 100 on answering questions, and then everybody goes from there. And those who I didn't even learn their name by the 14th week, they probably still will get maybe a 75 on it. Who cares? I'm not trying to flunk anybody, but it's such a small part of your grade, you shouldn't even worry about how I feel about you. But that's the only influence. When I grade assignments or quizzes or things, I'm like an assembly line. I'm not even looking at the name. I'm focused on making sure I'm consistent, that I'm grading everybody the exact same way, because I know everybody's comparing, and I want to make sure if I'm taking off a half a point for that mistake, everybody's losing a half a point for the exact same mistake. So I'm trying to be consistent. So your grade lands where it lands. Those 2 things I make judgment on have hardly no influence on your grade at all. So you don't need to worry about how I feel about you at all. The grade's in your hands. It's just a matter of doing all the assignments. So there's participation. One last part of participation is at the end of the semester, I'm going to ask you to do the course evaluation. And when you do the course evaluation, at the end it says completed and it shows the section number. I just ask you to send a picture of that. None of the answers, just that it says completed. I'll even post an example so you can see what I'm looking for. You email me that, then you get that last 10% of your participation grade because you did the evaluation. And the goal is to have at least 90% of you do the evaluation. That's the goal. But last semester, everybody did it, 100%, both sections. So everybody wanted to do the evaluation. We wanted to get that little bit of participation credit. So there's what participation is. It's 5% of your grade. That takes care of that. Let's get another subject. We gotta go a little faster. So let's get another subject.
Schedule.
Schedule, which is under where?
Syllabus.
Syllabus, right here. Okay, here we go. At the last page of syllabus, which is under the syllabus tab on Canvas. If you go on Canvas and go to the syllabus tab, there's the syllabus. You download the whole thing so you have it. looks just like the one I'm showing you, and at the end of it, or towards close to the end, is the schedule. There it is every week. Now I want you to look, week 1, when's homework due? Tuesday, the 5th, before class begins. Week 2, when's homework due? Tuesday, the 12th, before class begins. Week 3, when's homework due? Never. Why? Because you walk in on week 4 and take a quiz, and I want you to prepare for it. I'll post the answers to that homework assignment fairly, probably right after the lecture, so you can start looking at the homework and look at the answers without even having to do it, so you can prepare for the quiz. You walk in and take the quiz in week 4, the second half of week 4, you have homework due, you start working on the homework, and it's due on Tuesday, the 26th, the following week. When's homework due? Tuesday, the 3rd. The point I'm trying to make is, put on your planner right now, and you all should have a planner, by the way. If you don't have a planner, you're a fool, because when you get in the real world, you're a fool not to have a planner. Put on your planner right now, every Tuesday, homework's due. You just know it, there it is. Starting a week from today, almost every Tuesday, homework's due. Just plan on it. I picked a consistent day so that hopefully nobody will forget when homework's due. What you may accidentally forget is that you didn't have to hand it in at week 3's, but that's a good mistake. So what? You prepared them for the quiz by doing week 3's homework, so what? So every Tuesday, homework's due, plan on it. So that's what I wanted to point out here. Well, let's see, week 4, the beginning of week 4, so Tuesday the 19th is your first quiz. Let's see when the second quiz is. Quiz 2 is going to be on Thursday, October 12th. So the second half of the week, on week 7 is quiz 2. Quiz 2 will be over any material after quiz 1. So starting week 4 on down, including some material from week 7 on the 10th, will be on that quiz. Then quiz 3. By the way, what percent? I know we'll go back to that. I think like the first quiz is like 15% of your grade, second quiz maybe 20%, stuff like that. Or is it 10 and 15, 15? I can't remember. We'll look at that though. Quiz 3, when is that? Week 10, on Thursday of that week. So you're gonna have some material on October 31st, Tuesday, but no homework. Let's see, hang on, you got no homework. When's this one? Uh-oh, this says you do have homework because your quiz is not until Thursday, all right. Why does this say week 10 never? Oh, that's a mistake.
Should be missed.
Oh, hang on, let me get that out of there. Save. I'll have to fix that later and I'll repost it on Blackboard. Or not on Blackboard, on Canvas. But nobody can still get on the internet right now, right? When you're at home, can you get on
You
Canvas?
can get on Canvas.
Oh, you can?
Only
Okay,
Canvas.
don't download the other syllabus. Let me make that correction here and get that up there. And it says at the top this is tentative, so it's gonna have changes, because I knew when I was going through this that I wasn't able. Last semester there was only 2 quizzes. I added a quiz, so I had to change the schedule. So changing the schedule, I knew I was gonna make some errors along the way. So then the final exam, here's your Thanksgiving break. This is weird, we get a whole week off. Usually it's like Wednesday through Sundays all we get off for Thanksgiving, but for some reason this year it's a whole week, almost like a spring break. So that, I mean, I like it, but man, we had to wait all the way until week 13 to finally get a break. And that's all that's left after Thanksgiving is week 13 and 14. There's only 2 more weeks than final exam. The final exam schedule's not up. I always put the date here. For some reason, it's not up. I emailed them, say, hey, what's going on? The final exam schedule's not up, but it's still not there. Last I looked, but it's been in about a week. Has anybody checked the final schedule? No one cares. All right, so
Someone mentioned December 11th was one of them.
well, December, where is the
That's
date?
my behavior and organizations class.
I don't-
We don't have a final for that, but we have a date for makeups that counts as the final day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's December 11th.
You know, there's a small chance that we may cut the final in 2 halves and do half of it on Thursday, December 7th, instead of a class, and do the other half on whenever our final exam is scheduled for. Possibly, we might do that. That's what I'd like to do, if we can figure it out. All right, so there you go, that's the schedule, there it is on the syllabus. You know what's going on, homework's due every Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Thursday's lectures are usually the lectures directly related to the homework. Tuesday's lectures are like the lectures that kind of get you prepared for the true and false and multiple choice questions on a quiz. A normal quiz, by the way, has maybe 10 or 11 questions on it. 3 or 4 are multiple choice, and the rest are problems. So like 6 or 7 problems and 3 or 4 multiple choice problems is a basic quiz. And then their time. I'm gonna go behind you and then you.
If you're unable to go to a class, you said you have to hand in the assignments.
Yeah, you're on your way and classes due that day, or let's say you can't make it at all and assignments due, get the pictures of your answers to me before class begins. Check your sent folder, make sure you emailed it to me, not to yourself, and it counts as being handed in on time.
Gotcha.
And since you can't hand in a paper one, I'll grade the electronic one. It just takes me longer, so, go ahead.
I was finna do the same thing on the board.
You're gonna do what about the board?
I was finna say a topic.
Okay, please do.
Slightly late and late.
Where's this, right here, this one? Okay, here it is. This is, let me go to, this is what assignments being slightly late. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, this is you. This is you being slightly late. Okay, here's the deal. I took a picture of that sign-in sheet at 11:01. So anybody who signed in after I took the picture is slightly late. So they're gonna be absent of 0.25 for the day. And if somebody's really late, then they lost half of the attendance for the day. If they're not here at all, they're absent for the day. So this is how I do attendance. Slightly late is 25% not being here. Late is 50% not being here. Very late is 75% not being here, but hardly anybody's. Someone has to leave early, leave slightly early, they lost 25%. You don't need to tell me if you're gonna be late. You don't need to tell me you gotta leave early. Just do it. Just do it, and I'm just writing down a note to myself to make sure and put it on the attendance that you left early, and so what? It won't affect your grade at all. 0.25 of attendance has that much effect on your grade. It's nothing, nothing. That's still a 99.97. I mean, it's like no effect on your grade. Don't let attendance bother you. Now, if you're not a math person, and you're not showing up to class, you're crazy. Okay, because these lectures are designed to get specifically you through this. Go ahead.
What if you're not here one day and there's an in-class assignment? Will you be able to make
Yeah, if you are not here for the in-class assignment, you get to make it up as long as you do it by midnight. I'll have the in-class assignment posted when I get home, which, or in plenty of time for you to do it by midnight. Email your written answer to me by midnight. It's like you really were here to do it. The problem is you didn't have anybody to compare with, you didn't have anybody to help you. So that's the situation with that. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna run out of time. I'm gonna start cutting through these. Wanna go right here? Yeah. This one right here? Let me tell you what this one is. This is the only way I found to treat everybody equally, is that I have to say no to everything. And nobody, please take it personal. This has nothing to do with you. I may think you're the greatest person in the world, and I still have to say no. I can't bend the rules, because I've learned years ago that I need to treat everybody exactly the same. And the only way I can do that is called the no excuse policy, meaning, hey, I was only a minute late. No excuse policy. Hey, I sent this to myself by accident. No excuse policy. It's just, look, just deal with it. Just deal with it. Mistakes happen. I have to treat you exactly the way I treat everybody. Don't be so mad at me just because I said no, I'm not going to give you a break. I have to say no, because that's the only way I can treat everybody the same. The minute I give someone a break, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, I'll erase that late, that 25%. Then I have to do it for everybody. I can't just do it for one person and not do it for everybody. So instead, I do it for nobody. I learned a long time ago. So that's what the no excuse policy is. Let's jump to another one here. Hang on, where am I? Oh, home on Canvas. When you first go onto Canvas, I think I have it set up that this will be your home page, right there. And that #1 item, which is right here, instructions, that's where you should start every week, is when you go onto Canvas, is to open up those instructions. And let me show you what the first week's instructions look like. Look like this. Week 1 instructions, Tuesday the 29th and Thursday the 31st. Here are the 3 assignments. A written assignment, open the document name DS301, fall 23, 11 a.m., written assignment, follow the instructions. Number line assignment, same thing. Open up this document, follow the instructions. Excel, open up the Excel spreadsheet named DS301, fall 23, 11 a.m., and follow the instructions. Why does it say 11 a.m. on each of these? Because I have another section, and I change the questions every single semester for every single section, so that you have personalized homework problems that are only for you in this class, that have never been seen by any other students. I change them every semester. So, I mean, if you find old student stuff, that's great. You can use it to kind of help you, guide you, but you won't find the answers because I've changed it every single semester. These problems I'm giving you have never been given to any other students ever. So they're new problems. They're very similar, but different numbers and different questions. So there it is you'll always see what homework is due by opening the instructions. You'll always see when homework's due by opening instructions. Tuesday, September 5th, before the start time of class. Hand it in right there in a pile on that table when you come in. Here's the materials for the week. Now, why is this section important? When you're preparing for a quiz, here's the number one question I always get. What PowerPoint should I study? What should I study? Just open up the instructions for every week before that quiz. Whatever weeks are going to be on that quiz, open the instructions. I'm telling you exactly which PowerPoints to study. Chapter 3, slides 1 through 19. Chapter 2, slides 1 through 13. Textbook pages, I'm telling you which pages to be ready to use. These are the pages you have ready while you're taking the quiz or taking the final exam. If you're going to use the book to help you, these are probably the pages you need. 80 through 97 and 32 through 48. The pictures I'm helping you do the number line assignment with are called number line 1 and number line 2. The Excel spreadsheet that's going to help you do the Excel assignment is called Excel Function Examples Meaning Medium Mode. And then the live lecture recordings, I'll put the links on Canvas that you just got to click on, which then says, do you want to go to YouTube? Say, yes, I want to go to YouTube. And then there it is. It opens up the video and you can start watching the video of the lecture. And you can go back and watch any lecture you want. It takes me about 2 hours or 3 hours to get it on there because I edit it down, like if I did that card trick that you were all asking for, I would have edited that out. Because there's no reason to have the card trick on the video, right? I mean, you guys, that won't help you on the quiz, will it?
What's the card trick?
What card trick? There's a card trick? Stop. Stop, we don't have time. We're running out of time. Look, I'm running through all this. So everybody understand the weekly instructions and the benefit of opening these up so you know what's due and you know what to study for to prepare, right? So where is that? Instructions. So we finished everything. Announcements. I don't have the internet, but on Canvas, did anybody happen to see the announcement I put up there at the beginning of the semester? I think it says, welcome to Business Statistics with Excel, and it says, go to Syllabus to see the syllabus, I think it says, and at the bottom it said, get a book, and nobody got a book, 2 of you. It says, get a book because it's open book quizzes and final exam. I mean, if I were a student, I would have gotten a book. Open book?
I'm about one.
No, you're not.
I swear I'm about one.
No, just go without it. Who cares? I don't know what you're talking about. No one needs a book. I was just kidding. No, it's open book. Seriously, I would use it. And for a $40 risk, it's not like it's a $200 book. It's like $40. I mean, what kind of a risk you taking? You're probably gonna get $20 back at the end of class. Sell it back.
We'll set up a GoFundMe.
If we get the book via ebook, we can still use it on our quizzes?
Yes, absolutely. But here's the thing, when you turn off the internet, sometimes ebooks won't open up a page you never opened up before, you turned off the internet. Does anybody know what I'm talking about, where you gotta open some pages on the ebook so it's in your RAM memory, then turn off the internet? You may have to do that. That's the only thing. Some are like that, some are not like that. So test it out at home when you get your ebook so you can plan ahead. Because you'll want to come on a quiz day at least 10 or 15 minutes early to get all the pages open so it's right there, and then you turn off the internet and those pages are there for you. By the way, if somebody hunts, last semester someone found this book for free on the internet, and if someone's really good at looking for free stuff, that book is somewhere floating out there. I have a copy, but I can't give it to you. It's like, I think it's against the law for me to give it to you. So I'm just letting you know it's out there though. If you find it on your own, that's up to you.
Buy from me.
Huh?
25.
Yeah, what, do I look like I need money? Hang on. I thought you were talking to someone behind me. All right. So now that's everything, right? No, supplemental instruction. You're gonna see on the syllabus, it says there's a supplemental instructor. They didn't find anybody. We have no supplemental instruction. So that takes care of that, just so you know. Now, where are we on Canvas? We covered all of them Canvas. Oh, we didn't cover these right here. This is email and I know you guys call this hashtag, but in the old days before hashtags, that's called number. That's a number. A symbol represents a number. So here's the number. You go to the course outline. You go right here. You go to the top. Here it is. There's my email. The best way to go hold me is that email right there. There's my text, 810-354-7711. I'll respond to text. You call, you won't, no one will answer.
Damn.
I haven't answered my phone in about 7 years, so. There's just no answer. Leave a message, and I'll check the message. But if you're really in a hurry, text me or email me would be the best way to go. A lot easier. Okay, what else? You got that. Office hours. Almost any time but Tuesday and Thursday. Anytime. And I'm doing office hours video conferencing. Now, let me read this to you because it says, many hours will be available for video conferencing for face-to-face office meeting as needed. Please try to ask your question using email or text or any other written format before scheduling a video conference so I can put some thought into my answer. I usually reply to written communications the very next opportunity I get, and you might find that video conferencing isn't needed. If you prefer to do video over writing, no problem, just let me know. Office hours can be almost any time, almost any day, except Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I'm driving here, and I'm driving home and lecturing on Tuesdays and Thursdays here. And I want to tell you, here, see what does this say right here?
83.
You know what that is? That's the number of minutes it took me to get here today because of construction.
What?
That's the number of minutes it took me to get here today because of construction.
You live in Ohio?
No, it looks like I live in Ohio. It usually takes me 65 to 70 minutes to get here, right in that ballpark. It took me 83, it's gonna take me 83 to get home, so there's no way I can have office meetings and 2 lectures on Tuesdays and Thursdays and fit it in. So you're looking at any other day. Now, what I found last semester is that Fridays got really busy for me because I had to grade a bunch of stuff on Fridays. So I may announce one other day that I can't do video conferencing office visits. But other than that, you know, hey, some people are night owls. They say, oh, I would really like to do it at midnight. No problem, I'll do it at midnight. Or I want to do it at 4 in the morning. I'll do it at 4 in the morning.
Damn.
I mean, if you need an office visit, video conferencing, we'll do an office visit. I'll work around your schedule, not Tuesdays or Thursdays. And there's gonna be one other day once I figure out which day I'm busy. Okay, so that's the deal there. Grading criteria. Let's go down to that. Here's what your grade's based on. 5% on participation, 15% on those in-class assignments that we have weekly, which we have one on Thursday, don't forget. And 20% on the homework. Quizzes. Quiz 1 is 10%, quiz 2 is 15%, quiz 3 is 15%, your final exam is 20% of your grade. And that adds up to 100. There's all the percentages. There's the textbook information. Now, the grades. Let's talk about that. Hang on, do I have that? Do I have rounding? There's rounding. You ready? Classes, you just got the final exam over. I posted the final exam. You're on Canvas's grade. You go to the total on the far right, and it says, hang on, it says, there it is. What's your final grade in this class? There, look up there. What's your final grade in this class?
B.
B plus.
B. B, because
Is it B or B plus?
100.5.
Here's the deal. Final grades are rounded based on 1 digit to the right. Just that first digit. 86.4 is an 86, which means they got a B. If this would have been 86.49, what's their grade?
B.
Still a B.
Gotta be 5.
Still a B. That number right there has to become a 5 or above for that to be 87. That's a B plus. Now, don't be that person that gets an 86.4 and you were late. Let me see. To be an 86.4 compared to 5, you would have to have 4 lates. That's how only way being late could affect your grade. You were right there between 2 grades and you were late 4 times, and that's how you got to 86.4. And if you were not late 4 times, that adds up to enough to get you to 86.5. But you can see how little attendance affects your grade. I mean, to only go up 1/10 of 1%, you had to have been late 4 times to go down. So the point I'm trying to make is, though, there are one per semester that ends up being on that fine line where they look back and you can see, wow, if they had just showed up a few more days, they would have gotten the other grade. And that's the only way it can burn you, is if you happen to be right between 2 grades. So there it is. If you notice, I moved the 93. Like 93 would usually be an A minus, and I moved it up to the A. The 83 would usually be a B minus, I moved it up to the B. and the 73, which would usually be a C minus, I moved it up to the C. So to pass this class and go to DS 302, you need a 72.5 or higher for a final grade, right? Everybody understand what I meant by that? Because that would round up to 73. And then you got the C. And there's gonna be almost hardly any of you on that borderline to where you've been wondering if you're gonna make it to the next class. I mean, it'd only be because you stopped showing up or something. Something happened, or some emergency took place.
Break the leg.
Hang on, I didn't hear you, but we're running out. How are we doing on time? We're gonna run out, aren't we? I gotta
No,
start
you still have some
classing.
time.
Huh?
You got 25 minutes.
Oh, stop.
I swear.
Okay, here we go.
You ran that 12.
Know your grade. I said when you go on to Canvas and you click on grades, it will show you your grade for each one. I got the weights on for each one, so the total at the end will be truly where you stand in the class at that moment. But I'm also gonna be posting a spreadsheet that looks like this, has the weight for every single assignment. So what you would do, there's instructions at the bottom. It says, when you complete an assignment, let's say we did week 1 assignment, and let's say you got, hey, I got 100 on my homework. Your grade in the class would be right here in, what is that, M42, but notice there's nothing there yet, because the instructions say, once you've completed an assignment, you put your grade in column J, you copy and paste the weight from column H to column G. So now 100 times the weight of 1.81818, which is the weight of each assignment, now gives you, let me see, look at your final grade now. What should be this person's grade in the class right now after they only did 1 assignment and they got 100 on it? 100. Let's look. Look at their grade, 100. Okay? Oh, wait, they did a second assignment. They got a 95. But we got to no, that's an in-class assignment, excuse me. The in-class assignment is worth 1.07% of your grade. Let's move the weight over. So now, you're saying, hey, 100 on the homework, 95 on the in-class. What's in the middle? 97.5, but they have different weights. So it's not going to be 97.5 because the homework weighed a little more. It's going to be above 97.5. This person's grade in the class now is 98.14. So you can see how the weights come into play. So every time you take the spreadsheet, put a grade in, you move the weight over, you can see where you stand in the class at this moment. When we get closer to the end of class, I'll show you how to use the right side. This is your participation grade over here. How many days out of 20 lectures did you make it where you attended? What grade do you think you're going to get helping others? I tell everybody just throw a 90 in there because the average is about 88 to 88-ish or 90, I don't know. Speaking up, these are the only 2 parts. Did you send 2 emails out of 2 emails directly without handing something in? Did you finish the evaluation? And then that calculates your participation grade. And then all of a sudden that inserts right down here, which is only 5% of your grade. And then you'd move this 5% over once your participation grade is figured out. So that spreadsheet will be available in a couple of weeks, and you can use it all semester. It's gonna do the exact same thing the grade book does. Sometimes the grade book is slightly different than the spreadsheet. It's only because of rounding usually, something like that. But well, no difference usually. All right, so that's grade, knowing your grade. Where's that? Tutoring. I will put an announcement up within the next week or 2 of how to find the free tutors and how to schedule them. They are free, so you have tutors available. There's walk-in tutoring, there's scheduling tutoring, there's remote tutoring. So there's no reason not to utilize the tutors if you want to, and they're all free. So I'll put that schedule up, how to find them, what the link is and everything. Next, showing your work. On your homework, on your in-class assignment, on your quizzes, on your final exam. It's about you taking the numbers from the story, plugging them into the formula, showing the setup, that's where most of the points are, then showing some math work. Hey, divide this, multiply this, add this, showing some work, then the final answer. You gotta show work, especially on a quiz and a final exam, because when I see the wrong answer, I go back and figure out where your mistake was, and I only take points off for the mistake. Then I use that mistake and figure out if you did it right from that point on based on the wrong number. And you don't lose any points then for having the wrong answer. You only lost points for where you made the mistake in your work. If there's no work there, you're losing half the points for having the wrong answer because I have no idea where the mistake was made. I'm very generous with partial credit, but it's based on you showing me the work, showing me the steps of your math. That is what's going to get you all the points. Someone says, oh, I got the right answer and I got the right setup, but no work. You're losing points, even with the right answer. Because showing work is required, it's part of the requirement. All right, next on this list. Class, never cancel. If, let's say we have this unbelievable miracle and it snows Thursday morning. I mean, doesn't that seem crazy? So much so we can't drive in. Matter of fact, they don't even have the plows ready to plow because nobody expected in August to get snow. And they're canceling classes for the whole campus. We're not canceled. So you're going to Canvas and you're reading my instructions because I'm posting the lecture from last semester and you're just gonna go to class at home, that's all. And you're just gonna go there. And if something was due that day, you're gonna take pictures and you're gonna email me the pictures and I'm gonna be grading all electronic instead of paper because class will not be canceled. We still have class. It's just gonna be a recording, that's all. Please sign in. Don't forget to sign in right there on that sheet. All right, so there's never canceled. Grading examples. What should it look like when you get an assignment back when it's graded? It's gonna look like this. Week 1 assignment, detailed grading. Missing detailed calculation, -5 points. Number 2 correct, number 3 correct. Your grade's 95. Missing items can be resubmitted to get possible points back. Yes, because I put the word missing detailed calculations, that's missing item. That's not an error. It doesn't say error, wrong answer, or something like, or wrong calculation. It says missing item. So you then will look at this and go, oh, I can get some of those 5 points back by resubmitting the original assignment, plus now I did the missing part, circled it and put please regrade, and then I'll regrade it and give you some points back, minus the late reduction.
When we have a missing assignment and we want to redo it, or a missing section of our assignment and we want to redo it, do we take back the one that we handed in or redo the whole?
If I've already handed back the one you handed in, yes, you hand that back in with the redo. But if you've handed in and noticed on your own that you have a missing item, you're just gonna email me with an explanation. Hey, I was missing this part, please add this to my assignment.
Okay, so then we just send like our work.
Just the missing part,
correction via
yes.
email, we don't have to write it out?
Just via email's fine, yeah. Cause you wanna get it to me as soon as possible, as soon as you figured out that you had a missing item.
So how much time do we have to resubmit it?
You have until, the end of the 14th week.
Oh, so we have the whole semester?
You have the whole semester. I've had students not do the first assignment by accident and hand it in week 14. They still get, again, let me go, oh, hey, oh, and they still get a 40. Because, let me get to the late reduction. The late assignments, here it is. Late assignments will have a 25% reduction if late up to 1 minute, from 1 minute to 1 day or less. Past due, date, time, no excuse. Then the additional reduction's another 10% per day for every day after that, but there's a maximum of 60%. So, you ready? You got something that's late 5 weeks. You didn't even realize you missed assignment, or an in-class assignment. You didn't realize we were gonna have on that day. You didn't make it to class. You can still make up the in-class assignment or the homework assignment 5 weeks later. The highest you can get though is, if 60% is the most I can take off, the grade you're gonna get to 40. Now, why do I know you're gonna get a 40? Because the answers are posted. You just need to write the answers out. Let me repeat that. All late assignments, where are we at? Must be handwritten. You must handwrite, including the Excel part. No copy and paste from the answers posted. No copy pasting. Handwrite your answers out, and I know you're gonna get them correct because the answers are posted. You're handing it in 5 weeks late, and you're gonna get a 40, because how could you have made a mistake? The answer's posted. Now, here's a little hint for you. Ready? You are just lost on one assignment. You're so lost that you can't even find people's answers on WhatsApp for some reason. Yeah, whatever. All right, I wasn't important yesterday. But let's say you're lost, all right? You just can't get this assignment. Even looking at other people's answers, you can't figure out this assignment. So you decide to not hand one in. That's fine. But there's no reason to get a grade less than 75, because tonight I'm posting the answers. It was due today, you didn't hand it in, I'm posting the answers tonight. You open the answers tomorrow, write out all the answers in your own handwriting, send me the pictures, you're guaranteed a 75. How can you not get a 75? The answers are posted, the work is there. You just gotta write it out. And you're taking pictures and send it to me. There's no reason to ever get less than a 75. And yet, I guarantee you there'll be a bunch of people getting less than 75s on assignments because you're not hearing my words right now. You don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is, even if you don't wanna do an assignment, the answer is posted that night. You can hand it in the next day in your own handwriting and get a 75. And you know you're gonna get a 75 because you just looked at the answer. Does everybody get what I'm saying?
Do we send it via, like,
Yeah,
the
just,
picture?
just take pictures of your handwritten answers and just email it to me. Check your sent folder, because you'll probably send it to yourself by accident. Everybody will do that once a semester. They'll send something important to themselves instead of to me. So just check your sent folder, and as soon as you see it's there, you don't even care if I got it or not. Do not care if I got it, because if you see it in your sent folder and you see you send it to me, that's all you gotta show me, even if I didn't get it. You show me that, you're getting graded as if you did send it to me. I'm just gonna have you forward the original to me.
What if I hand in the homework and I leave half of it empty?
That's fine. Then you only get a late reduction on the parts that you hand in the next day because you had missing items. You get full credit for the parts you did hand in though, with no late reduction. Does that sound fair? Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, consistent due date, we talked about that. What day is homework due in this class?
Tuesday.
Almost every Tuesday, right? Except for a couple of them. You might as well put it on your planner every Tuesday. Resubmissions. What cannot be resubmitted? Errors. What can be resubmitted? Missing items. Got it? Assignment grading. Oh, I forgot. Assignment grading. Grading examples. Oh yeah, I gave you some. Let me give you a couple more grading examples before I drop that subject. I got a couple more I highlighted down here. Here's one. Non-detailed grading. Oh, I gotta show you that. There's two different ways I grade assignments. Right there. Non-detailed grading, very rare. Very rare. Maybe it's right before a quiz or right after a quiz where I'm in a hurry. I do a non-detailed grading once in a while, and how do you know it was non-detailed? You're either gonna have the word okay at the top, or you're gonna have okay, missing items, points taken away. All I'm looking for is if you did the work or didn't. Is everything there and attempted? I'm not looking to see if you got it right or wrong. It's a rare occurrence. You'll have probably 2 of them in the semester where I do a non-detailed grading. Almost everybody gets 100 unless they have missing items. Okay, there's that. What you're gonna see on almost all the other ones is a detailed grading that looks a lot like what I've been showing you in these examples, where you're getting told what's missing, what errors were, and what the grade is. Now here's something where somebody handed back in their missing items. I'm pointing at right now. Let's say this is week 1 assignment, update. I do what's called a grading update because they handed in the assignment with the missing items. Handed in missing results, added 2 points. But it was 2 days late, so I gotta take 35%, right? 25% for the first day, another 10% the second day, makes 35% off those 2 points. This is a lot of work just for 2 points, by the way. Score, they had a 98, they handed in with the missing items, so I added 1.3 points back, because I took 35% off too. They changed their score to a 99.3. There's an example of handing in a missing item and getting your score updated. You just got a late reduction on the parts that were missing because they were late. All right, does everybody see how detailed and non-detailed grading is? So that's there. All right, where's that? Right there, assignment grading. Compare with posted answers. I posted, let's say you handed in grading today, we went over the answers, you realize you have a missing item or you didn't realize, the answers are posted tonight, you look at the answers, you finally realize, oh, I had a missing item, get it in by, get it in by tomorrow. If homework was due today, you have until tomorrow at midnight to get that missing item in and only lose 25% off the missing item part. Even though I haven't even looked at your assignment yet to grade it, you realized you had a missing item, so you got it in right away. Is that everything? Did we really check everything off?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously. Wow, we still have a few minutes left.
Good class.
All right, good, good. I try to teach you a life lesson if there's time available. All right, this is a life lesson. I gotta find it. This is my grocery list. You don't want that. Okay, this is the life lesson.